Hey, welcome to this week's episode of Topical English Vocabulary with me, teacher Tiffani. In this week's episode, I'm going to teach you 5 English vocabulary words related to animals. Animals, this is a topic that many native English speakers speak about on a regular basis. So for you, as an English learner, you need to know the right words to use when this topic comes up. So, are you ready? Well then, let's jump right in. All right, we're gonna get started with our very first vocabulary word. Now, the very first vocabulary word that I want you to make sure you are able to use is habitat. Good. Again, habitat. Excellent. Now, this term habitat, it literally just refers to the natural environment in which a particular species of animal, plant, or organism lives and thrives. In English, we say habitat. And the key within this definition is natural environment. The natural environment of an animal. For example, what is the habitat of a bird? What is the habitat of a whale? What is the natural environment where these animals exist? We would call those environments their habitat. You got it? Excellent. All right, let's check out the first example sentence. Here's the first example sentence. Deforestation threatens the habitat of many endangered species. Next, polar bears depend on Arctic sea ice for their habitat and hunting grounds. And finally, conservation efforts aim to preserve and restore diverse habitats around the world. You got it? Excellent. So once again, we're speaking about the first word related to the topic of animals. The first word again is habitat. Excellent. Very good. Now we're going to move on to our second vocabulary word, but I want to remind you, the words that I'm teaching you in this lesson this week literally come from the Daily English Vocabulary Newsletter, a free email newsletter where every day from Sunday to Friday, you will receive 5 new vocabulary words in your inbox. So all you have to do is go to www.dailyenglishvocabulary.com, enter your email address, and I'll start sending you an email every day from Sunday to Friday, totally for free. All right, so let's go back to our second word now. We have the first word being habitat, and now it's time for the second word. The second word is carnivore. Good. Again, carnivore. Excellent. Now, this term carnivore literally just refers to an animal that primarily eats meat as its main source of nutrition. Again, an animal that primarily eats meat as its main source of nutrition. So, which animal pops into your mind when you think about an animal that eats mainly meat? You probably thought about a lion, right? That's the most commonly mentioned animal when we think about a carnivore. Again, lions mainly eat meat in order to survive. They are carnivores. And this leads us actually right into our first example sentence. The example sentence is right here. Lions are well-known carnivores preying on a variety of animals in the savannah. Next, sentence 2. Domestic cats are obligate carnivores requiring a diet rich in animal protein. And finally, sentence number 3. Polar bears are powerful carnivores adapted to hunting seals in icy waters. So once again, we're speaking about this topic of animals, and our second vocabulary word, what is it again? Yes, carnivore. Excellent. What was our first word? Ooh, great memory. Yes, our first word again, habitat. Good. Again, second word? Yes, Carnivore. All right, now it's time for us to move on to our third vocabulary word. Our third vocabulary word after me is herbivore. You got it. Once again, herbivore. Excellent. That H is kind of silent. So, herbivore. Now, herbivore. Make sure that B, your front teeth on your bottom lip. So, what is an herbivore? What does this term mean? An herbivore is literally an animal that primarily eats plants as its main source of nutrition. Again, an animal which eats plants instead of meat as its main source of nutrition. So we spoke about carnivores. We mentioned lions. Now we have herbivores. So think about an elephant, right? Think about animals that mainly eat plants. So let's talk about some other animals who are herbivores. So here is the first example sentence. Deer are herbivores, grazing on grasses and vegetation in forests and meadows. Next, sentence number 2. Elephants are large herbivores that consume vast quantities of leaves, grasses, and fruits. And finally, sentence number 3. Rabbits are small herbivores that feed on a variety of greens and vegetables. You got it? Excellent. Yes. So once again, number 3, our third vocabulary word about animals. It is herbivore. Very good. What was our first word again? Yes, our first word, habitat. Second word? Yes, carnivore. And third word again? Herbivore. Excellent. Very good. All right, now let's move on to our fourth vocabulary word. Our fourth vocabulary word is migration. Good. Again, migration. Excellent. Now, this term migration, it literally just refers to the seasonal movement of animals from one region to another, often in search of food, breeding grounds, or favorable climate conditions. It's this mass exodus, this mass movement of animals to another area, migration. So for example, in the winter, animals that are not used to harsh conditions will migrate to an area that has less of the wind, less of the snow, more of a warmer temperature. Migration. So let's check out these example sentences. Here is the first example sentence. Birds undertake long-distance migrations each year, traveling thousands of miles between breeding and wintering grounds. Next, salmon migrate from the ocean to freshwater rivers and streams to spawn, completing their life cycle. And finally, sentence 3. Wildebeest undertake one of the largest land migrations in the world, crossing the Serengeti in search of fresh grazing lands. You got it? Excellent. All right, so once again, number 4 after me. Migration. Very good. What was the first word again? Yes, habitat. Number 2? Yes, carnivore. Number 3, ooh, good, herbivore. And number 5, number 4 actually, is, yes, migration. Excellent. Now it's time for us to go to number 5. Number 5 is another word that's important for you to understand. This word is camouflage. Good. Again, camouflage. Excellent. Now, this term camouflage literally just refers to the natural coloring or pattern of an animal's skin, fur, or feathers that allow it to blend in with its surroundings, providing protection from predators or aiding in hunting. Think about animals which are able to change their skin tone, change their skin color in order to blend in. A chameleon, right? Certain octopus, they're able to change their skin color to blend in with their surroundings. This is called camouflage. So check out these example sentences. Here's the first example sentence. The snow leopard's spotted coat provides excellent camouflage in its mountainous habitat, making it difficult to spot against rocky terrain. Next, number 2, we have the stick insect's body resembles a twig, providing effective camouflage against tree bark and branches. And finally, chameleons can change their skin color to match their surroundings using camouflage to evade predators and ambush prey. You got it? Excellent. All right, so again, number 5, our 5th word after me, camouflage. Good. Number 1, what was number 1? Let's see if you remember. Yes, habitat. Number 2, yes, carnivore. Number 3, excellent, herbivore. Number 4, yes, migration. And number 5, excellent, number 5, camouflage. Very good. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to listen to, I'm going to read, and you're going to listen to a paragraph that literally utilizes each of the words that you learned in today's lesson. The words about animals. Now, as you listen to me reading this paragraph, I want you to take note of when the words are used. So, listen closely as we dive into this paragraph. The animal kingdom thrives on a remarkable diversity of adaptations. Some creatures, like the chameleon, utilize camouflage to blend seamlessly into their habitat, becoming invisible predators or avoiding hungry eyes themselves. Others, like the wildebeest, embark on epic migrations following the changing seasons and ensuring access to food. Herbivores, like zebras, consume only plant matter, while carnivores, like lions, rely on hunting other animals for sustenance. Each species has evolved unique strategies to survive and thrive within their specific habitat, whether it be the vast savanna, the dense rainforest canopy, or the icy depths of the ocean. You heard each of the words that you learned today. We learned 5 new words. You heard camouflage being used, migrations, herbivores, carnivores, and habitat. Each of the words that you learned today were heard in that one paragraph all about animals. Remember, my goal is to help you finally speak English fluently and to use English vocabulary well. Don't forget to go to www.dailyenglishvocabulary.com to start getting the free email from Sunday to Friday so that you can learn new vocabulary every day. Until then, keep studying, and I'll see you next time.